Hi, good evening everybody. My name is Simon. Welcome to the Moon Holly Yoga Portal. We're doing a restorative yoga practice today. It's aimed at preparing you for bed. I struggle a lot with sleeping. I have a very active mind, and I find this practice helps me a lot in just grounding down from a day. And so if you'd like to join me in this, we're probably going to need a bolster. Sorry, not probably, we will definitely need a bolster. So grab a bolster. You can use a firm, maybe couch cushion or something like that, but we definitely need a bolster. Okay, so just repeating, this is something that's really good for before bed or evening after a hectic day of work. We're focusing on breath and coming into our body. We're going to be holding a certain number of positions, so there's no flow, there's no up, down, all the rest of it. Okay, we're going to be on our mats. We're going to be finishing with, we need space at a wall as well. We're going to be finishing with our legs up against the wall, which is very, very nice. Okay, so coming onto your mats, making sure that you've got a bolster ready. We're looking at coming into a comfortable cross-legged position. Remember, you can use a block or a cushion underneath your glutes. If this position is not so comfortable, you can use blocks underneath your legs as well or something. The thing about a restorative practice is that you need to be very, very comfortable in the positions and maintaining the positions. So we've got an option here with the bolster. You can have the bolster side on, and we want to just come forward. We want to come into a position where we are supporting our head, neck, and face. So not so much with my hands like that, because that places a bit of strain on the neck, but I might just want to place my hands into the palms of my hands. I might want to stack my fists one on top of the other. Something that is really nice on this as well is if you have your cushion laterally, you can stack a little bit higher over your ankles, and then you can just roll your hands underneath, and you can turn your head to one side as if you're hugging your pillow. So this is really comfortable. If the mobility of your body allows this, this is great. If for whatever reason your body doesn't allow that shape comfortably, the word here today is comfortably, remember we can take a variety of options here. So we're just wanting to stay in that position. Don't come out as I've done. We want to stay in that position. I'm going to hold with my hands under. You can also have the block laterally. Maybe my hands crossed and my forehead on my wrist. This is another option. Whatever option you take, it needs to be comfortable. And it needs to give you the ability to be able to release your day. We're going to be here for another minute. If you see me looking away, I'm just keeping an eye on the time. And just making sure here that we're able to release down. If you've turned your head to one side, now's the time to turn your head to the other side. And just noticing in turning your head from one side to the other side, if one side is slightly tighter. And if it is, just focusing on that side, and with your breath, just trying to release any tension that you might have accumulated during the day. You might have been sat at a desk, you might have been driving, you might have been doing a whole bunch of different things. You might have been doing yoga all day. But just coming into your body. And this is really about releasing, letting go, dissipating and dissolving. We've got another 2 or 3 breaths there, and just releasing through your hips, releasing through your belly, and letting your out breath be slowly but surely and progressively longer than your in breath. Okay, so slowly lifting your head in whatever position you're in, and just letting your body roll up and open, keeping that bolster handy. We definitely need that bolster. Opening up your right leg. We're going to come into an asymmetrical position here. Okay. On the right side, we've got Janu Shirsasana, and on the left side, we've got Utta Vishta Konasana. We're going to use the block in front of us again, and the bolster, block, bolster, block, bolster. And again here, we're going to look to roll forwards into a comfortable position. Got the bolster right up against my groin. Left leg is comfortable, right leg is comfortable. Taking a nice long in-breath here and a nice long out-breath. Okay, so here, with the same concept in mind of this being restorative yoga, we're wanting to just relax forwards as much as we can. Again, as we did with the cross-legged position, if we're not able to fold forwards comfortably, just resting your eyes into the palms of your hands, relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing, letting your shoulder blades melt down towards your hips here. And if your body allows it, you can reach forwards, you can cross your elbows and place your head on your wrists. You can also reach forwards. The key here is not doing, okay? You've spent the entire day doing whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's being with kids, work, whatever it happens to be doing, family. So the whole point of now is just to turn off your bodies, turn off your mind, and just relax. Completely and utterly start to unwind. It's normal that your brain is still going to be active and it's going to be thinking of certain things, and that you're going to be making lists, and you're going to notice that your brain pulls you off your mat and away from this bolster, your cushion, your couch cushion, whatever you've grabbed. And when that happens, just notice that that's happened. So the first step in mindfulness, in meditation, is noticing when that happens, rather than half an hour later you realize you're down a vortex of weird, strange thoughts and you don't even know where you've got to. So the first step is noticing that. And once you've noticed that, just gently bring your mind back to where you are, the here and the now. You're on a mat. Maybe my forehead is placed on a cushion. Feeling my belly relax as I lengthen through my out-breath. Relax my shoulder blades a little bit more. So actively searching for tension in your body and then switching that off with your mind. So rather than letting our mind control ourselves, we're giving something to our mind to do, to keep it occupied. We're slowly going to come out of this. So assisting your spine and your body as you walk yourself out of this. Rolling the bolster away from you. We're coming into Janu on the left and Kunyasana on the right. Pulling my bolster towards me, and I'm going to roll forwards again. Again, same side, same things. A different side, same things. Finding the comfortable position here. Maybe finding my forehead reaches forwards. Sides are different, so be aware of that. Maybe crossing my hands over again. Obviously, with these kinds of positions, stay in that position as I waffle on and talk to you and keep you company, basically. As we're in these positions, what we want to be noticing is, as I said before on the previous side, is any points where we're finding tension. Any points where we're finding tension, where we're feeling maybe that inner left thigh or that right knee. Obviously the right knee needs to be comfortable. Maybe we need to open that out a little bit more. But really looking to find those bits of tension, and with a focused exhalation, releasing through those points. Releasing through those points. So key words here are dissolving, dissipating, and just melting. And just melting. Giving your mind homework by searching out parts of your body that you can relax more. And whatever that may be, it doesn't have to be huge parts. You can focus on the bigger parts. I relax my leg. And then you can try and focus on elements or sections of your leg. Maybe you relax your toes a little bit more. Maybe you relax your inner thigh a little bit more. Maybe you need to relax your neck. And don't forget about your jawbone. Relaxing your forehead. We are here for another minute. I know it might be challenging sometimes doing nothing, but view this as work in order to get a good night's rest and a good night's sleep. So this is the investment, half an hour's investment for 6, 7, 8, whatever it happens to be, hours of restful, deep sleep, regenerative sleep. Already starting here now to relax your mind. And ideally, once we finish this practice, you'd want to do the least amount of other things before climbing into bed. So ideally, you would have already had your teeth brushed and prepared. You'd be wanting to stay away from bright lights and basically finish up the practice and jump into bed. Slowly coming out of this, moving our bolster to one side, and I'm then going to come into a child's pose. You've got two options here with child's pose. You can have your knees wide, and I quite like the bolster between my knees here, between my legs on this. And I'm going to lie forwards as we did previously. I'm going to come side on so you can just see where I'm at here. Okay, so I've got my knees wide and I pull the bolster forwards and I roll my body forwards and I just cross my arms underneath and I come to a laying position. Once again here I'm going to turn from one side and then to the other. And just notice initially which side might be more comfortable for you. If for any reason that's maybe not for you today and you want to have a more intimate position with your knees closed, same thing, you can have the bolster forwards and you can extend through your arms as you let your face just come to rest on the bolster. Okay, so you've got two options there. I find that if I cross my hands over here, it gives me a little bit more height, so maybe if you have a little bit less mobility, this may feel a little bit more comfortable. So experiment. This is all about your body, and it's all about finding the position which is most comfortable for you. I like my knees wide, coming into my hips again, and I like feeling the bolster underneath me, and then crossing my hands underneath, my arms underneath. And again, just coming into those key words of dissipating, dissolving. Now, this is really, really nice because it gives you the possibility here to just release through your lower back and your lumbar sacrum area. You've got a little bit of support with the bolster underneath you. My upper body is support, and the sensation of just hugging something, it's nice. It makes it a little bit more intimate. Cuddling something, it releases a little bit of endorphins maybe into our brain, feeling like we're being hugged or hugging something or someone. So just releasing here again, finding a comfortable position. And if you do have your head turned to one side, just to keep things balanced, we want to keep our body aligned, not favor one side to the other. So in a couple of seconds, we're going to turn our face over to the other side. Maybe taking one more nice long in breath and releasing into our abdominal area here. So just releasing into the diaphragm. Releasing our chest down onto the bolster and turning our head over to the other side. And just releasing once more here. Staying in the pose. You can slowly let your eyes close. Slowly letting your forehead relax. Releasing through your toes, releasing through your feet. If for any reason you feel maybe that the ankles or the upper part of your feet are a bit uncomfortable, remember this maybe for next time, or if it's uncomfortable now, you can just simply slide a blanket or a sweatshirt or something, a jersey underneath there, just to give you a little bit of support if the floor is a little bit tough or challenging. So again, it's about finding the most comfortable way of expressing the pose that we're doing. So it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. It needs to have an outline like mine, but it needs to be comfortable for you. Okay, so this is not a vinyasa flow, this is not hatha, this is restorative yoga, so you need to be in a position that allows your body to be restored. We're going to come out of this slowly. So walking our hands to either side of the bolster, lifting our body up, and we're just going to sit here for a second, knees permitting. If this isn't available to you, we're not going to be here for very long. We're going to come into a pigeon pose right now. So sliding that forwards, coming into all fours. And with our right knee, we're going to take our right knee to the center of our mat and then open up the left shin. We're going to slide our back leg flat. And then I'm going to pull the bolster towards me. My right knee is out to the side a little bit more. Again, no pain or discomfort with the right knee. If you've got any pain or discomfort in holding this position, do the previous positions again. You can do child's pose again, or we can come into that asymmetrical Janushasana and Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta Konasana. Okay, otherwise pigeon. Back foot is flat. I've pulled the bolster right up to my right ankle, and I'm just going to walk my body forwards here and forwards and forwards. Once again, I can tuck my hands underneath, or I can just come to a lying position. I generally favor, actually, as I'm talking to you now, I'm on this side, I generally favor turning my head to the right, to the same side as the foot that's forward, just so that I can remember. We will do the other side. So feel which side you prefer, whether you are turned towards the left, which is towards the left, or whether you turn towards the right, which is the right, which is towards your right knee. And if that's more comfortable for you on this round, that's great, but know that we're going to change on the other side. So I'm going to turn to my right, and I'm just going to relax down here for a second. And I'm hoping that you can still hear me with my fancy microphone. And just relaxing completely my hips down. Try and not feel like we're kind of collapsed too much onto the mat. When I say collapse, I want you to feel collapsed, but I don't want you to feel like you've collapsed like a broken bridge. I want you to feel like you've lengthened your body forwards, and then you can collapse like a broken bridge. Okay, so just relaxing shoulders, hips, finding that comfortable position. It's totally normal in these restorative positions that you've got to wiggle around a little bit to find the position. Okay, you're not in and out of the positions like we do when we're doing a flow. Check out my other flow class. We're outside in beautiful Riva del Garda and that's a really good flow class, so check that out. And what was I saying? Restorative. You need to be comfortable, so you need to wiggle into the position, okay? As you're releasing with your breath, you're releasing fascia, the bones, the connective tissue. You're releasing tension. So of course your body melts into your mat a little bit more. You can feel like a generator, all of that tension, that wiredness from your day. Maybe you've been dealing with crazy kids, crazy boss. There's a lot of them out there. So just let all of that go first and foremost. And then you'll feel that fascia, the tension in the fascia of your muscles and of your body and of the connective tissue starting to release. And as that happens, you'll need to adapt the position a little bit and find a more comfortable position. So if you're wiggling around on your mat, don't worry about it. Just let that go in your mind. When your body is relaxed, your mind will be more relaxed. Okay? The mind can follow where the body goes. That's why we do yoga. So we're going to come out of that now, and we're going to just slowly ease our body up, tucking the left foot, pressing through the arms, giving yourself some space. I'm going to step back with that right knee, sliding the bolster forwards. We're moving like Lienivitzes, okay? We're moving like Bradi pose in Italian. What are they called in English? I can't remember what they're called now in English. Sloths. We're moving like sloths, okay? So you've spent a crazy day rushing around, bouncing around like a ping pong ball. The world is getting crazier and crazier. So now it's time to just turn off, okay? So imagine you're a sloth, okay? For the Polish speakers, that's a Lieniewicz. For Italian speakers, that's a Bradipo. So I'm turning to the left, because I turned to the right before. Left knee is comfortable. We're not going for hectic, okay, I've got to be 90 degrees with my knee and my shin is aligned. So let go of that wanting to be perfect in the pose and it has to look like this or it has to look like that. It just has to feel comfortable.
It just has to feel comfortable, nothing else. You have to feel comfortable. You're already doing something by taking the shape. We're working into our performance muscles. We're lengthening into our side hip. I'm lengthening into my right quadriceps, my ellipsois. I'm lengthening through my side body, and I'm lengthening through my mind. Just letting go of the day. So, softening, emptying, relaxing. Important the position, just to be aware of this if you guys are feeling uncomfortable. If the bolster is a little bit too far forward and I've got a gap here, I might be dunking into my lumbar. Okay, so it's really important. I did mention this on the other side of pulling the bolster right up towards your ankle, right up towards your shin. So there's a reason for that. Okay, and if you're feeling uncomfortable, just check that, making sure that my back here is able to decompress, my lower back is able to decompress. So if you've got the bolster too far away, you're going to be dunking into it and you may feel it into your lumbar. Oh, and just sighing it out. And just sighing it out. How difficult is it sometimes to do nothing? I wonder how many of you are there wondering when this is going to finish and how long left you have to be still and how long left you're not going to be doing something. You've got millions of things to be doing, and why doesn't it just hurry up, and why can't this be shorter? There's a reason for that. You need a certain amount of time after a day that's probably anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 hours where you're up and going and cooking and shopping and working and organizing and juggling. At least 30 minutes of investment into the position, I think you guys can probably do if you want a good night's sleep. Anyway, better to kind of invest another half an hour on the chance that you're going to have a better night's sleep tonight. So coming back into our bodies and forgetting all about what I just said about your day. Closing your eyes and taking a couple of nice sighs. For those of you who want to know, we only have 2 more postures, so it's okay. You're going to be able to do it. You've come this far, so we can make it together through to the end. We've got another 30 seconds in this pose, and then we're going to be coming out. So yes, you can see I'm shifting around. I'm finding a comfortable position as my body's releasing, because I'm doing the same work as you, even though I'm talking and so on and so forth. I can feel my body relaxing, my body releasing. So I'm getting the same benefits by doing this as you guys. Right, so we've got one more breath here, and then we're going to come out, and we are going to need to come up and move towards the wall now. We're going to need a wall. I did tell you at the beginning we need a wall. So just slowly easing your body up, and we're going to sit over onto the left foot, left glute and left leg, and we're just going to roll forwards. Okay, just going to sit here for a second, and then we're going to slowly make our way to the wall. Okay, now you don't necessarily need to move your mat if you've got carpeting or something like that. I'm going to move my mat just for the sake of it. You're going to grab the bolster, and I'm going to take my bolster over across to my mat. And we are going to be doing legs up against the wall, and I'm going to show you how we're going to be doing this. Okay, so not with the bolster completely up against the wall. I've got a little bit of a space, a couple of inches, maybe a half a foot, a handspan space against here. And then I'm going to sit side on against on my bolster. Okay, I'm going to support myself with my right elbow. I'm going to slide forwards. There's no real super graceful way of doing this, so it's just about getting into the position. I've got a little bit of space. Okay, my bum and my legs are not completely against the wall, but I'm in a position where my sacrum and my sacrum is supported by the bolster, and the rest of my back is able to relax. I want to lengthen through the crown of my head. What's important here is to not feel like you're sliding off the bolster, and to not feel like your legs are super diagonal. So I actually feel here that I need to be just a little bit closer to the wall. Yeah, that's better. So if you feel like you're kind of at a diagonal, and that there's any kind of strange pressure that's being placed onto your coccyx, very lower back, sacrum area, then you're probably a little bit too far away from the wall. Relaxing through your knees, my legs are not hyperextended, and I'm just resting my legs against the wall. Hands, you can do whatever you want really with your hands, so long as they're relaxed and so long as you're not fidgeting with your hands like I'm doing. So relax your hands, relax your arms. If you need some body contact, you can certainly place your hands onto your body. And I'm going to keep quiet now, and I'm going to give you guys, after another 2 or 3 quick things, give you guys a chance to just be quiet. So, feeling like you're switching off a light, relaxing through your forehead and your third eye area, which is the fancy way of saying the space between your eyebrows. That's also quite a nice way of saying it. But yeah, the space between your eyebrows. Hopefully you don't have one eyebrow, you've got 2. But either way, the part above your nose then. The bridge of your nose. Okay. Relaxing through your cheeks and your jawbone. And now I am going to keep quiet for a little bit. So just releasing into your hip area, your pelvic area, and feeling that heavy against your bolster. Releasing into your upper back. Taking one long in-breath and releasing that completely. And really, really, really completely letting go now. Melting completely. I'm still here, guys. I just didn't want you to think that something had gone wrong with technology or your tablet or your phone. Stay calm, stay still. Feel the flow, the rising and falling of your belly. We're going to be here for another 3 or 4 breaths, taking the opportunity to release deeply into a regenerative and a restorative state. Allowing your sympathetic nervous system to switch off and to kick into your parasympathetic nervous system, allowing you to prepare for a wonderful night's sleep. So when we move now, we want to move very, 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 very slowly. So don't make any odd movements to see what I'm doing. I'm going to explain it through to you. We're going to do it together step by step. So try and keep as still as possible now. Okay? So bending both knees, both feet come towards the wall. I want to walk my shoulder blades forwards. I'm going to come to a position where my back is flat on my mat, lengthen through the spine, And then I'm going to cross my legs and place my crossed legs on my bolster. We're going to come into a Shavasana with crossed legs, or you can place your feet together, hips wide, if your hips allow this, to a Baddha Konasana, Shavasana. So if that pulls into your hips in any way that's uncomfortable, simply cross your legs. And if for any reason both of those are uncomfortable, place your feet flat onto your bolsters, slightly wider than hip width. And let your knees fall towards each other. With your hands, you can have your hands in the classic Shavasana position, or once again, you can have your hands on your body. I am going to leave you now, but I'd like to invite you to stay in this position for a little bit longer. So don't turn to see what I'm doing or anything, just listen to my voice. As I say, I would invite you to stay in that position for a little bit longer. And as you come out of it, just take a comfortable seated pose. And I thank you for practicing with me today, and I wish you a regenerative and a restorative sleep. Thank you. Namaste.